You're on an adventure with Luke and Dave. We got to get water to these cows. They're having their babies and the grass is turning green. It's beautiful. We'll give you an update in just a minute. It is about May 4th, 5th? Whatever. 4th. 4th today? Anyway, so a neat old spot down here. And up at the top of that hill, just over the hill, you can see a little bit of trees up there. That's where my parents live, is up there. And when I was a kid, this was a garden. But the water in the well, which is at the bottom of that windmill, is very, very, very high in dissolved solids. Like, it's got twice as much dissolved solids as is allowable for drinking water. So if you spray a window with it, it just turns it chalky white. Like it, and it's very, very hard to clean. So my parents dug this dugout and we pump water from our irrigation into this dugout, and then it filters through the sand down into this well. Now the well is probably 30 or 40 feet deep, but it's all sand through here, so it goes down in there. And so in the summer we do that, and it makes the water a lot less salty so that it doesn't kill the lawn and the plants. I mean, it doesn't kill lawns, but a lot of plants don't do well. The garden does way better when we fill this with water. But this is also how I get water to some of my cows. And so right now, Luke and I are doing a kind of a funny farmer thing.
A jerry rig.
A jerry rig. I used to just try to put a float suction in this pond and pump it up to the cows, but it keeps losing its prime, and it's high pressure to get up that hill. It's 150 feet of lift. It takes about almost 90 pounds just to get up the top of the hill. And then it needs to travel almost another mile to get to the far dugout. But anyway, so all that is to say that now we're going to try to hook directly onto the pipe that brings the water from the irrigation to the dugout. And then we're inserting our electric pump there in the middle as a booster pump. Instead of just sucking it out of the water, we'll hit it with 60 pounds pressure and then boost it up the hill to get water to the cows. So we'll see if this works. So Luke and I are still working on this. This was the old original, and you can see those threads are pooched. So we had to cut that off. Now we've just glued on a new fitting, getting ready to put on these valves. Oh, there's always something else, trying to get this booster and water the cows. Okay, so now we're gonna thread this on. Luke, will you hold the camera? Well, you can hold it for a second. We're just gonna hopefully get this valve spun on here. Kyle can edit out whatever he wants to.
Leave that in, Kyle. Just for kicks and giggles. People get the unedited version of the Torrie farm.
Life. Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go. We caught the thread. There's ants climbing on me. Hopefully no ticks. I don't mind ants, but ticks, not so fond of those. Hook up the other end. We'll let this glue set just a little bit longer. Okay, so this is the booster pump. And we've got everything hooked up. It goes, oh, gotta open that valve. Okay, open that valve. That would have been bad. Luke is running the cord up to the power box. Everything is hooked all the way through to the river, well, to the pivot, and then comes into that pump. And so it should hit here at about 60 pounds. Well, no, it's 60 pounds at the pump. It's probably 50 pounds here. And then we'll boost it from there with that pump, and it goes up here and into the ground. And then we're using an old water line that my mom and dad used to use to go up to their house. And they put in a new one. So we're going into the ground right there and going up that hill and to the cows. Okay, so now we're at pivot point number 4, which is our newest pivot. This is the one that collapsed. Well, this isn't the pivot that collapsed, the field that collapsed. The old pivot collapsed, and we've already put that in a recycle bin, and it's been hauled away. All that metal has been recycled. And so this is the new pivot, and we've got electric butterfly valve here, made by Bia. I think it comes from Italy. Yep, it's an Italian, and it works like a champ. So whenever we put the pivot, whenever we set the pivot to wet, then that valve opens, and whenever we set it to dry, it closes. So it's controlled by the pivot panel, which we can control from our phones from anywhere. So normally we don't have to drive into this pivot point any longer. And then this is the water line going down to the dugout, which will then go to the cows. And that big fitting there is so that we can pump out this main line. We just take out that cap and stick a 2-inch line down in there and pump it out before winter each year. So we're opening the valve to send water
To that pond.
Yep, to the pond so that we can water the cows. Beautiful. What's that?
Turbine's off.
Yeah, the turbine's off. We'll start it with our phone right now. All right, so we're at one of the big water troughs. Anyway, and here in the ground we have our valves. So I can either go into this water hole or into the one to the east. And so I have the one open to the east and closed to the south. So it should be good now. And we put this metal plate over top. It's not quite as nice as in the city, but some underground valves. Okay, so looks like it's working. Okay, just open that. This is Luke and Dave. Okay, so we're gonna try to prime the pump, which under pressure is not hard. Okay, close that valve. Okay, so we're getting water coming out of this pump, kind of flush things. Okay, you head up to go plug it in. Just air bubbles and yeah, so you can head up there to get plugged. Or do you think we had a bunch of junk in it? Oh yeah, we should have flushed this line. That's not good. Hold on. Okay, that's better. We flushed the pump out, flushed the line out. Now we're getting clean water through. So now we're gonna hit the, okay, that valve's open. Yep, you did that. Luke's gonna hit the hammer. He's gonna plug it in. And then this should start shooting out even more. Right now we're probably between 40 and 50 pounds, I'd guess. Something like that. Just gonna plug it in. There it goes. There it went. Oh yay! Now this should push a little more. Oh yeah. Now we're under pressure. Woo! Okay, so now it's spraying under pressure. Close that up. So we're boosting it up the hill. So we'll go up and see if the cows are getting a drink. It's gonna take a while to get there because we blew out the main lines. Our water lines are not 7 or 6 or 7 feet deep. They're only 2 or 3 feet deep. And so they have to be blown out every year. So now it's got to fill about, well, anyway, 3/4 of a mile of pipe in order for it to get to the cows. So we'll go check on the cows. Way to go, Luke! Woo! Okay, we're doing it again. Yeah, you can close it. So the old suction hose had all the same fittings as the little hose that we had there. So now we were able to get out of those willows down there and get up here on the high ground so that when we fill this dugout, our pump won't go underwater. So this is perfect. We had all the stuff for that one was already sitting here. So Luke's gonna plug it in again. Whoa, there it goes. Oh boy. Oh wait, whoa. I didn't open this valve. That valve, we had to close it so that we could work on the, I was like, why is that hose pressuring up? That's crazy. The stress. See, we closed that valve because we had water going up the hill. So we had a whole bunch of water pressing us down. So we hooked everything up, valve was closed, forgot to open it. Okay, try again. We got some air in there, some pressure. Now that is what I'm talking about. It's even washing the truck. Okay, so now I'm coming to the water hole to check and see if the water's got here. I've got some cows hanging around the dugout. My cows are a little bit nervous, so as I get closer, they're probably gonna run away. But no, we'll go check and see if that booster pump is working. Hi, girls. Oh, you guys are all so nervous. Where's the babies? Just coming to see if the water's coming. It's coming! Wow, what's going on? My hose is all kinked over and around. Oh, cows are hard on things. The hose, yes, there's the hose. Then it goes down into the mud, and then around here through the mud. That's actually a really good stream of water. Normally I don't have that much. So with the boosting, I bet I'm getting at least twice as much water as normal here. So that's fantastic, because this is just a bit of a mud hole right now. I mean, there's water there, but we gotta fill it up so it gets some nice clean water going on here. Mission accomplished. Woo!